Hello, superstar traders. Welcome back to EQ Markets Global YouTube channel. And this is the weekly market outlook. And my name is 𝗦𝗛𝗔𝗥𝗘, Head Market Analyst for EQ Markets Global. I'm super delighted to share these moments with you. You know, we do it all the time. Okay, so this weekly market outlook, you know how we do it. We share deep market insights on what is going to be happening for the week. And also, I share with you trade setups that have higher potential to fetch you good money. Okay, if you doubt me, watch all the weekly market outlook and you see that I share high probable trade setups that fetch you money. Let's quickly have a recap of what we did last week. Now, please, if you're new to this YouTube channel, I need you to give a thumbs up to this video. Please place your comments in the comment section, and as well do also subscribe to this YouTube channel, okay, so that I could share a lot more content to you, okay? And of course, trade, make your plan your trades, and also trade your plan. So last week we had a lot of trade plans, and of course we follow through with those trade plans. And I want to quickly show you that. Don't leave, because I'll give you more assets that will fetch you money this week, okay? So yes, last week we looked at Euro GBP. It was one of the pairs that we looked at. And of course, Euro GBP was trading somewhere around this level here. And we said that Euro GBP was going to buy. Why? Because we were seeing an inverted head and shoulder pattern around that axis. If you can go back and watch that video again as well. You remember that we said we're having an inverted head and shoulder pattern somewhere around this level here. So basically, we will be expecting this market to go all the way up, okay? And of course, we've seen that pretty well play out, okay? So last week, we were around this candle here, and I told you that we will be looking out for a buy. So far, so good. If we had taken this trade, we would have made over 64 pips in profit, or over 70 pips in profit thereabout. Okay, so that's for Euro GBP that we last week. And then as well for GBP JPY was one of the trades that we also looked at. And we said that GBP JPY, we were expecting a sell off on GBP JPY all the way down to this spot here. And of course, as at the time we were making that an analysis, it was pretty well, price was pretty well sitting somewhere on this candle. I think this was last week Monday's candle, right? And then, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday again. Yeah, price was sitting down here. And I told you that I will be expecting a sell around this zone, and I will be expecting price to fall all the way down to 172.224. Okay, so the sell actually came, and price hasn't fallen down to where we're expecting. It simply means that price will still fall down to where we're expecting. So far, so good. We've done pretty around 160 pips to the downside. That's good money for us. 160 pips to the downside as at when we gave this analysis last week Monday. So super amazing. Two analyses so far entered as well. Let's look at the third one. Okay, the third one as well, we're looking out for a sell on USDJPY. I think on USDJPY, price was pretty well sitting around here, and I said we'll be expecting to take a sell from this candle here, but we had one more push and then a consolidation around this zone here, as you can see, before price began to sell off. All right, so I would also tell you what I'm expecting for this week on USDJPY. And lastly, I think we took a trade on NZD as well. We're actually looking out for a buy opportunity to the upside, but last week came with a lot of consolidation on NZD, but the buy trade is still very much valid. Okay, I'll still talk about that in another video that I'll be doing within the week, not in this weekly market outlook. Okay, I'll be doing another video within the week that is going to cover for NZD, hopefully. Okay, so now let's quickly start off today what we have. And by the way, I'm so sorry I am unable to put up my video at the moment. Okay, so I promise you next week you're going to see my face in the video. All right, so let's quickly look at the fundamental happenings that we have for this week. So there was actually a bank holiday yesterday for the Aussie, and also today we're going to be experiencing bank holiday for the Canada economy. So less volatility in Canadian dollar. Okay, it simply means that AUD card, we might probably begin to see some consolidations on AUD card or pairs that are paired up with the Canadian dollar. And then of course on Tuesday, we're void of all high impact news. Okay, we're void of all high impact news. We'll probably will be seeing low impact and medium impact. I don't know, but we're void of high impact news, and we're also void of bank holidays for Tuesday, August 8th. And then on Wednesday, of course, we will be getting CPI data from the Chinese yuan. And of course, that will be 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time. And of course, inflation expected report quarter on quarter for the New Zealand dollar, right? I don't really think that's something too much to want to bother about. Okay, so let's quickly go over to Thursday. And on Thursday, we will be expecting some CPI data month on month and year on year for the United States dollar, and that will be coming out by 1:30 p.m. Okay, that will be coming out by 1:30 p.m. So I think most of the highs will be on Thursday, and then of course on Friday, because of the level of news that we will be expecting. So Thursday and Friday significantly are the most looked out for this week. So we should also put our eyes on that. On Thursday, CPI data for the United States dollar, that will be by 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, and then of course on Friday, we're expecting a bank holiday for the Japanese yen. A lot of you I know will be wondering, Japanese yen, when are you going to strengthen? Okay, so probably still within the week, we're going to talk a bit about that. Okay, and then of course, we're expecting some GDP month on month for the Great Britain pound, 7 a.m. Nigerian time, and core PPI for the United States dollar, 1:30 p.m. And then of course, the consumer sentiment report as well for 3 p.m. For the United States dollar. Basically, this is what we'll be expecting in terms of the news. Thursday and Friday are the 2 days that we probably have to put all our eyes on. Okay, and then let's go back to the dollar index. Let's quickly see what is happening on the dollar index. So for those of you that attended the NFP session on Friday, congratulations. We made super profits on Friday. All right, I told you already before the week began that I was expecting last week weekly market outlook. Actually on Monday, I told you that I was expecting prices to drive into this zone. Okay, this was exactly the same analysis I made last week, and I have not cleaned it yet. It's still there. So I told you that for the dollar index, I was expecting a strengthening of the dollar into this zone, and then of course before Friday, if before Friday, that is before Friday, if by Friday the dollar index has driven into this zone, then it simply means that we're going to be seeing a weaker dollar, because by all indications that I see, this was a perfect break and retest. Okay, don't forget that price is on the downside. If you look at it on the daily time frame, price is actually trading on the downside, but apparently this was more like a counter trend line that was broken. So after it was broken, I knew there was going to be a perfect retest, and then price drop all the way down. Aside that fact, another thing that I was able to see was the fact that price created some sort of imbalance around this zone here. You can see that sharp move, right? So I knew prices would most likely retrace to want to respect this imbalance and then go all the way down. So I took out my Fibonacci retracement tool and I ran it all the way down, and I saw retracement into okay, sorry, I'm coming. Amazing. So when I had my Fibonacci tool running from this top here to this bottom here, I see a retracement into the 61.8 level, right? That was also something really good to add washed out for. So what am I expecting this week? I'm expecting more devaluation of the United States dollar, okay? Whew, it's not my fault, but yes, I'm expecting more devaluation of the United States dollar. Today has been bullish so far. I think it's just trying to recover from the NFP devaluation, okay? That's what it's basically trying to do. But then, notwithstanding, I'm expecting more devaluation. Okay, so most likely prices will come back to retest this zone here. Okay, most likely prices comes back to retest this zone, and we have it to tick all the way down. All right, so it simply means a little bullish push and then a bearish drop follows suit. If that's the case, then what assets am I looking at this week? Now, this is the most important part. Okay, this is the most important part. Now follow me. I've got like 3 or 4. I've got like 5 or 6 trade setups for you. Okay, so let's quickly start with the first one, USDJPY. I'm currently running this trade. I wish I could show you this trade I am currently running. Okay, I just got into that trade, but I know it's an high risk kind of trade. I'm not supposed to jump in now until I see clear definition of what the market is willing to do. But right, I've got itchy hands, and so I just jump into the market. But with a considerable lots, with a considerable risk on the market. Okay, so the main risk that I want to take is not what I'm using currently. So once I see all the setups and the play out, I'm obviously going to enter with the proper lots that I want to enter with. But at the moment, what I'm expecting on USDJPY that it will do this week, it's a sell. Okay, now that's because let's look at it first from the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, okay, sorry, let's look at it first on the weekly time frame. Remember, I've explained this several times, right, of what USDJPY, where USDJPY is going into. I believe that USDJPY, okay, sorry about that. I believe that USDJPY in the future is going to drive back into 127.454. But that's in the future, right? So in fact, all things are set. We first had the impulsive move. This was the impulsive move, right? We first had this impulsive move, okay? And then we have this correction, right? So it's for prices to return back and break this zone here, right? So impulsive move, correction, and then we're supposed to experience continuation, right? I've said this before now, and of course I'm saying it again so that we get to understand the workings of this stuff, right? So from the impulsive move, when we find out, what we find out is that we have a retracement into the 61.8 level, as you can see. And of course, around that zone is where we will be experiencing, that's the depth of retracement, okay, of this impulsive move. And that's where we'll be expecting some continuations to begin to happen. Of course, we're looking at the market. And of course, last week we made massive profit from USDJPY sell-off for the NFP. So let's go down to the daily time frame now and let me quickly show you. All right, so on the daily time frame as well, what I find is prices drive into this zone and began to fall. Remember this zone, that this was the 61.8 level we looked at on the weekly time frame. The failure swing began to happen. So if you watch carefully, there is more like a change of character here. Okay, there's more like a change of character here, as you can see that prices closed below this particular level. And then of course this forms our impulsive move. Okay, this forms our corrective move, and what we're expecting is a continuation, right? But then notwithstanding, let me just also explain to you what is really happening here. So the impulsive move, change of character, and prices retraced back, and we're expecting prices to come back. But today is a bullish candle. Does it mean that it's going to break this zone? I don't really think so. So let's quickly look at it on the smaller time frame so that we can get a sniper entry into this particular asset, right? So on the smaller time frame as well, this depth of retracement, remember this depth of retracement we're talking about? Yes, it also has a failure zone around this point, okay? Because we're expecting the depth of retracement to start happening. So we're expecting the failure, we're expecting the continuation into the downside to start happening from here. So sorry about that. And then of course, this was the bullish retracement, but price had broken this major support area. If you watch here carefully, this was more like a major support area, right? This particular zone here was more like a major support area. As you can see, price was struggling here, broke a move, and then became a support, break again, and then Right now, it's becoming a resistance. And of course, that's the reason why I'm expecting a sell-off from that zone. So this is what I'm seeing that is happening on the 4-hourly time frame. Okay, a break and retest. Okay, so if I scale down to the 15 minutes time frame, which is more like my my entry chart, my filter chart, where I would most likely be looking out for the sell opportunity to happen properly. Okay, so what I can say is, don't forget this particular area here. Okay, although I'm marking this zone here, but everything is within around this area, within and around this area. Okay, so yes. So around this area is where I'm expecting the sell off to begin to happen, around this area here. So I can most likely see some form of liquidity sitting up around here. Okay, so let me delete this so that I can show you a few more things. I can see some sort of liquidity still sitting up around here. So what I will be expecting probably the market to do is to clear this liquidity. As always, yes, it will clear liquidity, right? So that I can grab some people's stop loss, like the first three that I have placed now. It's going to grab my stop loss. Then when it grabs my stop loss, to think I'll get scared and then leave the market, but I will not leave. Okay, so I'm expecting to clear liquidity, and then prices should break below this level, and then most likely retrace back into this zone, and that's when we will be expecting a major sell-off. Okay, as I will be expecting a major sell-off. All right, so this is what most likely I'm expecting to play out on USDJPY. So if you ask me, okay, if you ask me again, let's go back to the 4-hourly time frame. If you ask me again, around this area here is where I'm going to be expecting to take my entry price. Okay, somewhere slightly above this area. Although the whole happening I'm expecting has not properly happened, but please put your eyes on USDJPY around this zone that I've just marked out for you. It's going to give you a good sell-off opportunity and you make money from it. All right, that's for USDJPY. So if you have if it happens around this zone, your stop loss should just be a little above this consolidation level here, which is you can have your stop loss around 143.097. 143.097. Your take profit can stretch all the way to this bottom week here. Okay, and of course that would give you a nice 1:7 risk to reward. So that's for USD JPY. As well, I have a good trade setup for you on gold. Okay, for this week, I have a good trade setup for you on gold for this week. So yes, on gold I will be expecting a buy, a push to the upside. Now, you know why I said a push to the upside? Remember, I was actually looking at gold. Coming back into somewhere around this zone here. Okay, sorry, let me quickly check that stuff out. All right, so I was expecting that gold is most likely going to come back into this zone here. All right, which is around 2010 to 2015. That's the area that I was expecting that gold was going to push into 2010 to 2015. So I'm still of the opinion that most likely gold is still going to push into that zone. Okay, sorry, okay. Yeah, I'm still of the opinion that gold is going to most likely push into that zone before having a proper sell-off, okay? Before having a proper sell-off. Today I started off being bearish, okay? But let's see how that happens, okay? Even though it has started off being bearish, I'm looking at this bullish retracement, okay? This bullish retracement that is supposed to lead us into 2010, right? I'm seeing some sort of bearish retracement on this bullish movement. So I picked up my Fibonacci tool, and when I took my Fibonacci tool and wiped it across, I noticed that this retracement came into the 61.8 level, right, which is more like a very good level for me to look out for a buy opportunity. And of course, that was what caused massive bullish movement, and we made some profit as well on gold, although I did not give a trade call on gold. Okay, so what am I expecting? I'm expecting prices to most likely retrace back into this zone here. Okay, Okay, I'm expecting most likely prices to retrace back into this other block here that caused this big bullish movement, and then from that level it should retrace and begin to go up. Okay, that's what I will be expecting. That's what I will be expecting for gold. So it's almost currently at that level. So I will be expecting some form of confirmation. Okay, I'll be expecting some form of confirmation. It's almost at that level, rather. It's almost at that level. I'm looking at 1934 thereabouts. It's almost at that level. I'll be looking for some form of confirmation around this zone on 15 minutes time frame. And of course, I'm going to take it. What I'm going to take it is look at the liquidity. Look at massive liquidity that was resting on this zone. But then NFP came, cleared off those liquidity, broke structure. You can see structure was broken here. Okay. This whole ranging high was cleared out. So if it can clear out this ranging high, it simply means that we're expecting a drop back into this zone, and of course prices taking it all the way to the top. So yes, for this week, even if on the overall I'm expecting a massive sell to happen on gold, all right, what we are trading this week is the bullish retracement. Don't forget, it's a bullish retracement that we're expecting to do this week. So yes, this week bullish retracement and take it all the way down to at least 1982. It might not get there this week. It might get to somewhere say around 1954 thereabout. But if it breaks above that zone, then we will be looking at 1982 in the coming days. So that's my take on gold. I hope that gold makes you money. The next one I have for you is NZDUSD. All right, I'm almost done. Okay, I'm almost done. Just stay with me. On NZDUSD, I am pretty well buy biased. Okay, I'm pretty well buy biased on NZDUSD. But let me leave NZDUSD. I think there's a mix up. Let me leave NZDUSD first. It's a buy, but there was supposed to be a massive sell. Okay, there was supposed to be a sell. It's not, price has not got into the zone I was actually looking at. So let's leave that first. So on US30, we saw prices drove into my point of interest, which was around the 35494 to 35983 zone that I was looking at. That's on the daily time frame. Then before we began to have this massive sell-off. Okay, so if I'm scaling down to the lower time frame, I can spot. Okay, I can spot here a change of character. Okay, I can spot here a change of character, and prices drove back into this particular level here before selling off. Okay, before having a massive sell off. Okay, so what am I expecting this week? I'll still be expecting some more sales to happen. Okay, I'll still be expecting some more sales to happen, but before that sell comes, all right, we would most likely be seeing a bullish consolidation or perhaps clearing of liquidity around this zone. Okay, let me show you. Perhaps clearing of liquidity around this zone here. Prices will come back, clear liquidity, and then begin to sell off. Right? Clear liquidity, break structure, go back up, and begin to sell off. Right? So this is what I will most likely be expecting to play out on US30. Once I see it clear liquidity and form some funny candlestick pattern still within this zone, I would be taking on a massive short on US30. So don't forget, massive short on US30 once this liquidity is cleared. I want to see them clear liquidity first before I enter the market, so that I won't be their liquidity. Okay, I won't be the money. I don't want my money to be the money that they will come and take. The market makers will come and take, or the big players will come and take. So I always want to see them clear liquidity first. Take other people's money, then I know that they are satisfied. I will not follow them in the direction they want to go. Okay, so for me, that's the best way to trade. Okay, and then of course Euro AUD. On Euro AUD, I'm expecting a massive sell-off. All right, prices drove into this significant level here. If you look at it on the weekly time frame, that's when it makes so much sense. Okay, so this particular level, for this become our point of interest because of this other block that was created here. Although prices have driven into this zone before now, but it's driving back into that zone again. All right, so even if I see a strong bullish momentum indicated by the commodity channel index, I will still be buy bias. Okay, that's for the weekly time frame. If I scale down to the daily time frame, I still see bullish momentum, right? If I want to trade as a retail trader, I'll still wait for confirmation to take on this trade. But basically, I want you to know that Euro AUD is trading around our point of interest for a sell. Okay, so there was also so much liquidity sitting here. You can see that, right? So if prices have cleared this liquidity, it simply means we cannot be the liquidity again. We will probably not be the liquidity again. So it might feel safer taking a sell trade at this point here, because this liquidity here resting on this particular level here. You can see the liquidity was even much. Look at it. Look at it. Just watch. This old zone, massive liquidity. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of people would have had their stop loss somewhere around this level here. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. So a lot of people would have had their stop loss somewhere around this level here, which is 1.66504. But you see how you see how that liquidity was cleared off, and everybody who had their stop loss there would have been kicked out of the market. All right, so we already know. So because prices liquidity have been cleared here, it would be safe for us to take a sell trade here. So let's look at it on the 4-hourly time frame. We can probably have a sniper entry. So yes, on the 4-hourly time frame, here we see after the clearing of the liquidity, price came back into the zone and then fell off, drove back again. So it's more like forming a double top pattern. And then, of course, we're expecting price to go all the way down. So this is also one trade that I am currently running. Okay, this is also one trade that I am currently running. Right, so I'm expecting more sales to come. I'm expecting more sales to come, and this is a risk to reward of 1:7. 1:7. 1:7. Okay, so prices have actually given me some profit, but this is more like a retracement. So from this zone all the way down to this point here was 47 pips thereabout. 47 pips thereabout. But then what we can find now is that retracement. So we will be expecting more push to the downside. So why I actually took this trade was because, well, you remember on the 4-hourly time frame, I've noticed that price came to my point of interest. I scaled down to my filter chart, which is a 15-minute chart. I saw a change of character here. Okay, after that, I saw another liquidity that was resting here. Price cleared that liquidity. Then I saw a change of character, and price drove back into that same zone. So even if I want to get a sniper entry, all right, I just pick my Fibonacci tool. Let's say I don't even know how to find or know what to do. All right, with my Fibonacci tool that I drove down, this is 61.8 level. So on that level was where I was expecting price to drive into, and then I take a massive sell to the downside. And of course, that's what I did. And I had 47 pips. Well, price has actually retraced, but I'm expecting price to come back into this zone. So Euro AUD is also another good trade setup that is going to fetch you money this week. Okay, it's going to fetch you money this week. Euro AUD. So put that also in your archive. And then of course, this one it's not a trade setup you take just now. Okay, it's not a trade setup you're going to be taking just now. I just want to tell you what is most likely going to be happening on GBP USD. For this week, I'll be expecting more sales, all right, on GBP USD. I'm so sorry. Or I don't know, I'll be expecting more sales. Prices will most likely do what it wants to do, right? So, but then I am expecting prices to still drop into this zone here before that massive bullish movement should occur. It simply means that remember, the dollar is trying to recover from the sell-off of last week, and I told you that it will most likely drive back into that area. Let me show you. Let me show you that. Let me show you that. Let me show you that. This is the dollar index. All right. This is the dollar index. I told you that the dollar is trying to recover, maybe probably drive back into this zone and fall off. So if the dollar is strengthening, GBP USD will most likely weaken. So it is this little push to the upside trying to recover that is going to make GBP USD most likely sell off to that zone that I'm looking at. Where is GBP USD? Yeah. So of course, if the dollar is strengthening, GBP USD sells off. So this is what I'm expecting that is going to be playing out on GBP USD. Right now, this zone, this particular, okay, let me put it on the weekly time frame and also show you. So there was a nice trend line that was able to be drawn here, and then we had the first touch, the second touch, the third touch. After the third touch, price came back and broke that zone. You can see price came back and broke that zone. So after breaking that zone, I'm expecting a proper retest on this trend line before price begins to go up. Aside that fact, I can also see another block here which coincides. So prices, other blocks tells us a point of interest. That's one of the things it basically does, right? So I can see this other block here, and then of course it marks out my point of interest, and of course I'm expecting price to drive back into this other block, my point of interest, and go. So the point of interest is also rhyming with the trend line, okay? So that's what I will be expecting that will be happening this week. So basically, whatever retracement it gets, it's still going to come back into this zone. So this is the zone I'll be looking out for prices to come into, and then I'm going to take a big buy setup on GBP USD. All right, I hope this video was really helpful and it made so much sense to you. All right, if it does, please leave a thumbs up for this video and then drop your comments in the comment section. I'll be super glad to read them. And of course, if there's any questions, still drop it in comment section. I'll be glad to attend to those questions and also answer all of your questions. If you're new to this YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, subscribe. Hit this subscribe icon. You see, you're already making me stammer. All right, just hit this subscribe icon, okay? And let's get to learn more and also have more informative content on this channel. Bye for now. Thank you so much and see you next week, Monday.